Colter has a lot of acquaintances, Colter has a lot of friends, and in this episode he gets introduced to another in episode 7, season 2. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. This one was called Man's Best Friend because Colter gets none other introduced to a dog called Barkley. So this is the first time we've really seen, I believe in season 1 there was like an episode that had something to do with a horse, if I remember. I think a horse went missing, a horse was stolen. In this episode we get an animal by the name of, or not by the name, but an animal that is called Barkley, and it happens to be a dog. So I mean, it was cool. I like dogs. We get to see a dog in this episode. I'm not going to complain. But basically, Colter comes across a lost dog at a gas station in Denver. He then attempts to rescue the dog by putting it in his truck, but the dog is then stolen. Yeah, someone breaks into Colter's truck, steals the dog, and then this leads Colter basically to take up this job where he isn't getting paid. So we see Colter go to the house that the dog belonged to, so he managed to track down the address that was on the collar of the dog, and it turns out we've got a family, Grace, whose husband has died, and now she's got her son, who basically I think is kind of like struggling, something like that, without his father. So she got the dog as like a support dog, a support pet, but someone has stolen it. So Colter agrees to find the dog. All Aiden has got is like $178, which normally Colter wouldn't even glance at, but considering he wants to help this kid and he wants to find the dog, Colter says he'll do it for that small amount of money. So we see Colter then track down the previous owner's address. He goes there and he gets introduced to Nate, who is the friend of the owner. The owner's called Max. Turns out both of these guys were in the military together, and they're back. And it turns out that Max has stolen the dog. So Nate helps Colter track down Max, and Max is out in this graveyard almost. I don't know where he is. It's not a graveyard, but I guess he's out in the middle of a forest or a field or some place like that. And he's digging. He's got Max and he's digging. And Colter and Max, they've got each other at gunpoint. Nate tries to talk them down. They're like, why the hell you keep stealing this dog? And Max says that he needs the dog because the dog can track. The dog can smell scents, and he needs the dog to sniff out his wife because his wife has been kidnapped by someone by the name of David Lawson. It turns out this guy was with Max in an overseas war or something like that. They were deployed overseas, and basically they stole stuff that David wants to sell for money, and David says, if you don't give me the stuff, then I'm going to kill your wife. So David has kidnapped Max's wife, and Max needed the dog to try and dig up the stuff that he stole. I guess it was like ancient antiques or stuff like this. So Colter then agrees to help. Nate's going to agree to help. So they get the antiques that Max has dug up, and they go, the four of them. So you got Max, Nate, Colter, and the dog Barkley. They go to the meet. David is there. He doesn't show Max's wife Chelsea though. And after a bit of a discussion, looks like he's going to kill Max, but Nate is in the long range distance, and he takes a shot with a sniper, killing David. And then Colter uses Barkley to try and track down the scent of Chelsea using like her handkerchief or something like that, and he manages to do so. So yeah, Max sniffs out Chelsea. They find Chelsea. She is reunited with her husband Max, and we get a happy ending. Max then just says goodbye, Barkley, and that's it really. So then we get Colter. He takes Barkley home to the new family, Grace and her son Aiden. And that's pretty much it. He tells Aiden, don't worry about paying me, keep that money, buy your mum something nice. And then we get like another phone call. And at the end of the episode, we see Colter, and he meets up with Thelma and Rainey. And this is like the first time I think we've seen Colter. This might be the first time we've seen Colter and Thelma in the same shot. Normally, they're just communicating via phone or webcam video call, but we actually see them in the same shot this time, and Colter sees their new work office, and they give him a gift, and it turns out it's like a video camera for his car, so that no one can like break in this time and steal any dogs. I mean, that was the end of the episode. I thought it was a bit weird. So you got this Max guy who was deployed, and Barkley was his service dog, but in this episode, like, Max just didn't really seem to give a shit about Barkley, and he was also like nah, he just didn't seem like a good pet owner. And when once Barkley had helped him like track down his wife, he didn't even give a shit. He was like, "Oh, thanks, Barkley," and then that was it. And Colter takes Barkley home to his new family. I just felt this was strange. You would think this Max guy, considering that Barkley was his service dog, I just would have felt like he would have cared a bit more about the dog and actually showed a bit more interest in the dog, but he just didn't seem to give a shit. As soon as Barkley helped him find his wife, then he just gave up. So yeah, I don't know. To me, that was a little bit strange. But anyway, guys, that's it. That's your review for Tracker. This episode, I don't think was great, to be honest. But I mean, it wasn't bad either. I'll get a 5. I think I've given the last 3 episodes a 5, so maybe this season's getting slightly better. Who knows? But yeah, I'll get a 5 out of 10. The dog was cool. I like the dog, Barkley. Who knows? Be cool if Coulter got a dog. We got to see a dog every episode. That would be no bad. But for now, I guess it's a one-off special. So I'm getting a 5 out of 10. Let me know what you think down below. Fog Entertainment. Hit the like button, subscribe. Catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.